Good morning, children. This is JC Benoy, your SST teacher. I hope you're all staying home and being safe. Take care of yourselves and of each other at home. Please be good. Do not be troublesome, and make it a point to help out your parents at home with various household chores. Okay, don't just laze around. All right, be good children. Now, we're going to start with today's video. Before that, I just want to tell you that this lesson that we're going to start today is the last chapter of our first unit test portion. This will be the last lesson of our first unit test portion. All the videos that I have covered so far have covered the lessons of the first unit test. So please go through these videos again, and in some of the videos I have added certain slides. Please go through those slides, and if you do not understand any concept, please mail your doubts to me at the mail ID that I have already shared. Please make it a point to go through the videos again. Make small summaries about the videos so that you can know what the important points are that have been covered. And in case you do not understand anything or any certain concept, then please feel free to mail it to me, and I will get back to you and try to clear out your doubts. All right. Now today, like I said, this is the last chapter of our first unit test portion. The name of the lesson is Our Government, and it is your lesson number 18. Now in this lesson we're going to learn what is the government of India and what are the different levels of our government, and then we're going to further learn about the organs of the government and how it functions. So that is what we're going to start with. Now we all know that India is the world's largest democracy. And what happens in a democracy? In a democracy, the people have the right to choose and elect their representatives. Okay, we have the right to vote for our leaders, and these representatives then form the government. All right. So the leaders are supposed to, these representatives are supposed to come together. How are they elected? They are elected by the people of the country, and the government refers to the people who govern the country. What is a government? Government refers to the people who govern the country. What does the word govern mean? Govern means to manage. So the people who actually manage and make the rules and regulations and the policies for the country. So that is what the government does. Now the Indian government is elected by a system of universal adult franchise. What is the system called? Universal adult franchise. And what is this adult franchise? Universal adult franchise? It is the right to vote. We all in India, the citizens of India, have the right to vote, and we can elect our representatives to form our government. All right. And what is the government supposed to do? These representatives are supposed to solve our problems and concerns, the problems and concerns of the common man of our country. Now we all know that India is a huge country, and we have 29 states and union territories. Now it is difficult to manage the country, and so the government is divided into certain levels. The Constitution of India provides for a government at the central level, state level, and we then have the third level, that is the local self-government. Who gives these powers to the government? It is the Constitution of India. It is all written in the Constitution of the India. How to govern the country effectively is given. These instructions are given in the Constitution of India. Do you all remember who wrote the Constitution of India? It was Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. All right. So then the Constitution of India provides for a government at the central level and the state level. Now these powers of each government is very clearly given in the Constitution. The central government is supposed to look after matters of national importance. Now, what are these matters of important national importance? Things that are very important for the country, like the defense, the foreign relations with the other countries, import export policies. So that is a job of the central government. And what is the state government supposed to do? The state government is supposed to take care of development of industries in the state. It is supposed to take care of maintaining law and order, infrastructure, the roads and bridges, maintain the roads and bridges in the state. So all this is the job of the state government. Now, in addition to the central and the state government, we also have the local government bodies, that is the local self government, which is further divided into the Panchayat and the Municipal Committee. And what are they supposed to do? They are supposed to take care of the rural and the urban needs of that particular village or district. Okay, so what are they supposed to do? The rural and the urban areas, they are supposed to take care of the local issues and the problems of the country. So if you have a problem in your area, will you go and complain to the Prime Minister? No, you will go and complain to the representative of your municipality. So you will go there to the municipality office and you will register a complaint. Or if you are in a village, you will go to the Panchayat and you will complain. So that is how problems are solved in the country, not by directly going to the Prime Minister or to the President. You go to the local head of your village or your district or your municipality and you try to get it resolved. Alright, so these are the three different levels of our government. Just make what were the three different levels of the government? The central government, the state government, and the local self-government. And who gives them the power? The power of the central government and the state government comes from the Constitution of India, and it tells these governments how to conduct themselves, what they are supposed to do, and what needs to be done for the welfare of the people of the country. And it is the job of the government to see that all the benefits reach the poorest of the poor. All right. Now, how does the government function? The government functions through three organs. All right. How does the government function? It functions through three organs. Now, what are these organs? These organs are the legislature, executive, and judiciary, like you can see in the image. What are the three organs of the government? Legislature, executive, and judiciary. All right, we need to know this. This is actually a part of your answer. Please remember that every part of the video that I take in detail is actually a part of a topic which is going to come in an answer. So please pay attention. So let me just repeat. Which are the organs of the government? So we have three government functions. The government functions through three organs, and that is the legislature, executive, and judiciary. Let us first look at the legislature. What is the legislature? It is the organ of the government which makes the laws. How does it make the laws? The government makes the laws, the legislature makes the laws by discussing issues. And where does it discuss these issues? It discusses it in the parliament, and then they make the laws for the country. So the legislature is the law-making body which discusses issues and makes the laws for the country. Alright. Now what was the next point that we had to, what was the next organ? It was the executive. So what is the executive organ? Executive organ is the law implementing body. Now we saw that the legislature makes the laws. Now who's going to see that these laws are implemented, are followed? Who sees that it is going to be followed? So it is the executive who is the law implementing body and ensures that the laws are enforced which were made by the legislature. So the laws that were made by the legislature are enforced or implemented by the executive. So it is the executive's job to see that the laws are followed. All right. And the third organ of the government is the judiciary. Now, what is a judiciary? It is a system of the courts of our country that interprets and applies the law. It is supposed to understand and apply the laws that are made by the legislature. All right, so these are the three organs. Let me just quickly repeat which were the three organs. The first organ is the legislature, which is the law making body which discusses the issues and makes the laws of the country. So it is made. How are the laws made? The laws are made by discussion. Next organ is the executive. So the second organ of government is the executive, and it is supposed to implement the laws and ensure that the laws that were made by the legislature are actually followed by our country and the legislature. And finally, the third organ of the country of the government is the judiciary system, which is the system of the courts, and it is the job of the court to ensure that everybody in our country follows the law and also gets justice. So these are the three organs of our government. Today we are going to focus on what the central government does and how it works. All right, so we saw that legislature is the law making body and it discusses the issues, correct? Now, how does this actually work? So the central government is also known as the union government. What is the central government also known as? The union government. And the legislative body is the parliament. So what is the legislative body known as? It is the parliament. All right. Now the parliament is the supreme body which makes the laws of the country. And this parliament has two houses. How many houses does the parliament have? Two. The Lok Sabha, which is also known as the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha, which is also known as the upper house. So where are the laws of our country made and where are they discussed? They are discussed in the parliament, and the parliament has two houses. Which are those houses? The Lok Sabha, which is also known as the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha, which is also known as the upper house. And all these people that you can see sitting in the house are known as the members of parliament. What are they known as? Members of parliament or MPs. Okay, and it is their job to discuss the issues and make laws for the country and ensure the welfare of the people of our country. Now, who are these people and where have they come from? They come from different political parties. Who are all these people sitting in the pictures? They are the members of the parliament who have come from different political parties. Now, how did they reach here? They reached here through election. We vote for these people, and the party which gets the majority vote, all right, the party which gets the majority vote during the general election is invited by the president to form the government. The president calls the people of the party which has received majority of votes to form the government, and then they select their prime minister and we have the government. All right, so this is when there is majority number of votes. But now what happens if no party gets maximum votes? Okay, there is not one single party which has got majority votes. Then what happens? In that case, people from different parties, all right, people from different parties but who share the same idea or the same thoughts or the same opinions, they come together. People from like-minded parties come together to form a coalition government. What are they going to form? They're going to form a coalition government. COALITION. All right, so it forms a coalition government, and ultimately they form a government which can run the country. So now I've told you all about two types of governments. One is where the voting happens and the majority party, the party which receives the majority of votes, forms the government. All right. And the other case is where no single party gets complete majority, doesn't have a majority. So in that case, people of the same opinion or like-minded parties, or people who share the same ideas and thoughts, come together to form the coalition party and form the government. Now the government is headed by the prime minister. All right. Who is the head of the government? The prime minister. I have displayed a picture of all the previous prime ministers of our country. So these are the earlier prime ministers of our country. And who is the current prime minister of our country? Narendra Modi. All right. So the prime minister is the head of the government, and the government represents the people of our country. All right. Now, what is the role of the president? President is the constitutional head of our country, and this is an image of the ex-presidents of our country. So they are the constitutional heads, and they are supposed to take care of that the constitution is followed. Okay, the laws of the constitution are followed. So that is the job of the president. And who is our current president? It is Ramnath Kovind. All right. So these are the presidents of ex-presidents of our country. And who is the current president of our country? It is Ramnath Kovind. And the president is the constitutional head of our country. All right. Now we are going to stop here today, and please understand the beauty of the democracy of our country. The government represents the people of our country, and it is supposed to take care of the benefits of the benefit and welfare of the citizens of the country. The president, the prime minister, they are all supposed to take care of the welfare of the citizens of our country. So please go through this video again, learn the different levels of the government, the role of the governments, the levels of the government, the organs of the government, and the types of government that can be formed. I talked about the majority government and the coalition government. Who is the head of the government? It is the prime minister. Who is the constitutional head of the government? It is the president. Please learn all these and be prepared for the next video. Thank you.